Welcome back to Short and Sweet. So today I want to show you a few things that you can do in a Google quiz that you might not be aware of. One of the things that you could do is just like a Google Classroom, you can select an image for your header. So if you wanted to select an image, you would have that stored somewhere and choose that image. You can also choose an image in here. So if I want to use something else let's just say I want to use the jelly beans, and I can insert that. So now that's going to make my quiz just look a little prettier, and I can change the color of my theme if I want. And so that's an easy way to set it up. If I wanted to, then I could select my own image, but I'm not going to do that for the point of keeping this short and sweet. Okay, so now I have my theme options in there, and I'm going to go over to the settings. So there used to be a gear, but now there's a settings tab. Now, I want to go in here, and I want to make this a quiz. So I'm going to make it a quiz, and I have the options here of releasing the grade immediately after each submission. So that's fine if you're just doing this with one class. If you're doing this with multiple classes and you want to keep the students honest so that they're not sharing the test with other students, then you can select later after manual review. You can also turn on the locked mode, and what locked mode does is when they're on a Chromebook, it keeps them in the Google quiz until they finish. They can't go to another tab, they can't Google anything, they can't do anything except the quiz. Now I'm going to turn that off for now. Now I'm going to turn it off a little later because I want to show you what happens. All right. So then you can also select what they're going to see when they do get their questions back. And then also here, I can set a default point value. So if I want to make that 1 point per question, I can select that there. Now, since I have it on locked mode, you're going to see that a lot of these are required or disabled by locked mode, and that's okay. And then presentation, I want to show you in presentation that you can turn on or off this shuffle question order. So we're going to leave that on, and what that's going to do is that's going to shuffle our questions so that student A doesn't have the same question necessarily that student B has for their first question. Now, there is autosave, which is something new in Google Forms. So it will automatically save the file for the student as they're going along. So that way, if their internet goes out, you have, I don't know, a fire drill, you need to go outside, it's going to automatically save their answers to the questions as they go. And then they'll be able to get back in and finish it with their questions saved. Now, if I wanted to disable that, I would turn that on, but they would lose their progress. So I'm going to leave that on. And then I'm going to go back up here to the top. I'm going to go to the questions, and now I'm going to put my first question in. So I'm going to click Add a Question. And for the purpose of this question, we're going to ask, who is the current President of the United States? And as I put that question in, you're going to notice that Google has suggested the correct answer for me. So I'm going to select that as my correct answer, and then it's going to give some option suggestions. So I'm going to go, well, I could add all of them, but I'm just going to add 2 others to this. All right, so now that I've added those, I can also go down here to the 3 dots, and I can shuffle the option order. So when the students look at this, they may have Joe Biden, student A may have Joe Biden first, Vladimir Putin second, and Frank Walter Steinmeier third, but the next student might have Vladimir as first. So that is what you're doing here when you shuffle the order option. So we're going to add another question. And I'm going to go over here to this question right here. And I'm just going to select this question. I'm going to copy it. And I'm going to go back to my form. And I'm going to paste that in there. I'm also going to go back here. And I am going to copy the options. Now I'm going to go back to my form, and I am going to go down here where it says option 1, and I'm going to paste, and it's going to put all 4 of them in for me. So now that I have these 2 questions in, I could, and I'm going to show you, I'm going to go back in here to this one, and I'm going to add a picture of Joe Biden. So I'm going to search in the images and look for Joe Biden. Here's a picture. I'm going to add that. And I'm going to do the same for Vladimir Putin. I'm going to copy it. And I'm going to go over here to the image, search. Add him in there. And I'm going to do this one more time. Okay, so now I have that all set up. And let's just say that I want to preview this. Now, I am doing this not on a Chromebook currently. I am doing this on a Windows machine. So if I click the eyeball to preview, I'm going to say, whoops, I can't access it because locked mode is on and I am not on a Chromebook. So I'm going to close this out. I'm going to go back over here and I'm going to go into my settings and I'm going to turn off that locked mode temporarily so that I can preview it. So when I preview this, you're going to see now that I have my Civil War question is at the top, and then I have the current president at the bottom. Now, if I refresh this page, you're going to notice, first of all, notice here the order that these are in. And I'm going to refresh my screen. And you're going to see that the president question now has gone to the top, and these have also been reordered. So if I refresh one more time, oh, no, it's not. It's not reordered because you know why? I did not change that in that question. So I need to go back to the question, go to the 3 dots, and shuffle the order. So now if I go back here to this test and I refresh it again, you'll see that the Civil War jumped to second and the Cold War to first. And if I refresh one more time, it has redone it one more time. So that's how you can preview it. So I'm done previewing, and then I just have to remember to go back into my settings and turn on the locked mode. So now it's ready for my students, and I'm ready to assign this into my Google Classroom.